Hello and welcome to 7th Period, the podcast here at Troy High School where we're talking about recent events and things happening here at Troy itself. My name is Justin Wang.
I'm Ryan Chung.
I'm Riley Yan.
I'm Justin Kim.
Alright guys, how's it looking, our first podcast of the year?
I think we're doing good so far.
So, the first thing I'll say is this day marked the end of summer and the harvest and the beginning of the dark, cold winter, a time of year that was often associated with human death, Halloween.
This just happened just a few days, like a week maybe. But this Halloween wasn't as good as other ones I've experienced before. Like, what do you guys think?
Honestly, I think it's just because we've gotten older.
Yeah.
I think it's still like relevant to a lot of children. People like to dress up. People like to go and get free candy. But I think as we mature, it's like gotten kind of stale.
Yeah, dude. On the Halloween night, I was expecting a lot of kids to ring our doorbell. I got like one ring, and I didn't open because I was scared. But that was the only one I got.
Your neighborhood has a lot of people.
Where?
Your neighborhood.
Oh, my neighborhood?
Yeah. Did it?
I didn't see any. I didn't hear any doors. What about you, Justin?
So my cul-de-sac doesn't actually. We don't really do Halloween. So.
Do you guys like decorate at all?
Nah.
No, that's kind of.
But
stupid.
I feel like for like high school, I feel like we gotten older and it's more like we became more mature and don't really do that. But like people at other schools, like some of my friends, they still like dressed up and went trick-or-treating. So it may be like uniquely Troy. I don't know.
Okay, maybe it's just perspective. Yeah.
Hey, we had practice.
What?
You had basketball
I didn't
practice?
get to go, but some of my friends went. I got 0 doorbell rings though.
Yeah,
I mean,
usually you just signify if you're giving out candy by
Yeah.
your light on or whatever.
Yeah, I didn't even buy candy, so like to give out to trick-or-treaters. Like I already knew, cause like last year, my neighborhood there's no one in our neighborhood that goes trick-or-treating, and the only person that came to our house last year was my friend that like lived 2 blocks down, and he and his mom were like going around, and then he just left to a different neighborhood because there was nothing here.
Like honestly, I expected to see more like Fortnite
Fortnite
outfits and
costumes?
stuff.
Yeah.
You know.
I was glad that didn't happen.
It's because Fortnite has become it's become kind of like a joke in and of itself, in that it's so popular that it's like taking over the world basically.
Yeah, and like I remember I saw a video of so in Fortnite they have like dances, right?
Yeah.
And then like those dances are usually like replicated off of real dances. And I remember a kid, he was only able to identify the dance by the Fortnite name. And then the real creators of the dance were just like, oh my
Dude, it's like
God.
killing culture, dude.
Yeah.
Gamers are rising up.
Gamers are rising up.
But like, can you imagine in like 20 years there's gonna be even a worse form of a game, and the kids that played Fortnite are gonna think the culture's being ruined?
I think it gets worse like every generation.
Well,
Like,
you don't really know because Fortnite is like unique because like nothing ever this big has happened.
True,
Like,
that's
It's
true.
one of the like quickest like growing and biggest games. Like,
Yeah.
Already, and like
It's like for us, when we had Minecraft and then people came with Fortnite.
Yeah,
we're
but like
those two kids.
I mean, like Minecraft didn't even get that big. Like
Yeah.
this is like international.
This is
like
like a free
everybody's
game,
playing.
free
It,
to play,
yeah.
everyone's playing.
But back to Halloween. It's I mean, people like at my house we don't decorate for Halloween anymore. I was doing air quotes by the way. We don't decorate for Halloween. We just decorate for fall, and then we decorate for Christmas, and that's our entire holiday season decorations. It's like it's just as you get old. It's like honestly, I don't know if I'm spoiling anything for any of you, but it's like discovering that the tooth fairy isn't real. It just kind of like
What?
when I'm sorry, but
I
like
didn't know that.
it just kind of happens, and then after that magic is gone, then it's gone.
Yeah.
I'm still trying to go next year though. I don't know.
Yeah,
luck-
maybe
good luck to
senior
you.
year,
we got
senior
to
year.
finish our apps quickly and then
Senior
get
year, we
candy.
could just relax.
yeah.
And I think just
What is this?
safety's been like a concern in general. Especially in today.
Yeah,
There's a lot of kidnappings and a lot of bad stuff going on.
It's gotten more dangerous.
just creates I think a stigma, and people just subconsciously just
Yeah,
do
I
less on
think
Halloween.
parents are now like much more concerned for their children than like our parents were for us. And we're not saying that our parents are bad or anything. It's just like society has evolved to just think more dangerously.
Yeah. So Halloween's over. It's done for.
Yeah, now we're moving on to a different
Maywood.
topic.
So, actually, a couple days ago, this thing happened at Maywood Academy. There was this black teacher who, the news reports that he viciously beat like a younger white student. Bradley, do you know anything about that?
Yeah, wait, I'm gonna pull up the article.
So, I actually didn't know much details about this until recently, right? When Riley told me about it.
Same.
Yeah.
And
Okay, yeah.
yeah, do you have any details about
Okay,
it?
so basically, there's a 14-year-old kid who's like, I think in his band classroom, and then the teacher asked him to leave the class because he wasn't wearing his uniform, and then the kid basically just refused and then went up to him, threw a basketball at him, and then that's when he called him the N-word, and then reacting to that, the teacher started like beating him up, and then he got arrested. And what happened now?
Yeah, so this was all caught by a student in the class. Class was going on at the time, and in the video there are students trying to break up the fight, but the student actually ended up going to the hospital getting stitches. The what happened was that bad. The black teacher, I don't know his name exactly, but he was taken to jail, of course, but he was put on bail. And there was a GoFundMe page that like made like $8,000 to
more than $61,000.
Oh wow, really?
Wow.
Okay. Yeah, it was to get him legal help in the lawsuit that would come up to defend him. So like with an event like that happening, what side would, from the viewpoint of a student, what would you take?
So I think like the most obvious question that comes out of this situation is, was the teacher justified in his actions? Because yes, the student was wrong in calling him that name, which is,
It's a racial slur.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it has a
yeah.
history of like just constantly like dehumanizing like blacks, but I feel like this teacher was also at fault because he attacked the student first. So what do you guys think?
I think the teacher's at fault here because obviously a teacher is much stronger than a student. First of all,
It's
And-
not even physical though. He's a minor, and you are a teacher.
Yeah, and the teacher's
job
more
is to-
mature than the student.
Your job is to make sure these students are safe, and even if the student's acting up like that, beating him is never a way to go.
No, going violent, it just it just makes the problem worse.
Yeah.
Honestly.
Though the kid did throw a basketball at him in the first
That's
place.
true. He provoked him,
But it
and
was
he
nothing of the
called-
magnitude of like slamming your fist
Yeah.
into his
Like he got stitches. Like that's pretty serious.
Actually, what was I gonna say?
It's like I understand that in today's society there's a lot of things people get like sensitive over. Like there's a lot of sensitive topics that people are talking about, and racial slurs and calling minorities by a derogatory name is never okay.
There are a lot of the students who think that teacher's a kind person and they want him back at his teaching job. Would you support that?
No.
I don't either, because
I mean, that teacher viciously beat a student at the school. No matter what happened before that, I'm afraid for my safety if there's a teacher like that still teaching on
and
campus.
I mean no, teachers still can like fight with students, but that's only if like the student like hits the teacher first, and like I don't think like a basketball is like enough to like provoke that kind of incident.
And even then, in any kind of like school environment, the only kind of violence that should be enacted. But I'm saying like I'm not supporting violence at all. But I think it's like you need that self-defense. But this was obviously not a case of self-defense. He was obviously just just viciously attacking the student. Which,
Don't beat your students.
More the story. Don't be your student.
Don't beat your students.
Don't be your
I
students.
think this kind of relates to what happened this morning at Thousand Oaks. There was a
Oh,
shooting. I think 13 dead already. Basically near Pepperdine University. They had like this party at the bar, and then in the middle of the night, some guy was drunk, took out his gun, and then fired. So 13 are dead.
This guy was a former Marine, right?
Yeah.
Did he have mental problems? Was it something?
I don't think so, but he used a 45 caliber Glock.
Wow. It's a lot.
I mean, okay, this brings up, school shootings again, and just how dangerous what kind of a dangerous society we live in, because it was next to Pepperdine, right?
Mm-hmm.
So now Pepperdine students are scared that there's people in their vicinity that have these kinds of firearms and are willing to do this kind of violent actions.
Well, I think the shooter was like a little different in that like he was like honorably discharged from the Marines, and he used to like visit the bar a lot to probably get drunk and whatever, so he may have been going through some stuff that caused him to act irrationally, but it's still not justified.
Of course, no, never.
It's murder. Like he's killed people, and you can't bring back life. Once it's gone, it's gone forever. But like, it's dangerous. We live in such a dangerous society and a dangerous time.
The real answer is it people killing people or guns? Because there's the big debate about gun control and how
the whole gun control debate.
I'm gonna state my opinion. Like, if you leave a gun by itself, it's not gonna kill anyone. It only kills with human possession over the gun and control. So, I mean, I believe that like gun laws should be put in place, but like it shouldn't be to the point where like all guns are abolished.
I mean, a gun or a firearm is just metal springs and like a couple of bullets, but that's not gonna there's no sentient thought there. It's not gonna get up out of its chair and go shoot some people because it feels like it.
Because the hand ultimately pulls the trigger.
Someone has to grab it and
So instead of focusing like on guns and gun laws, I think it should be like stricter requirements for people who are trying to buy guns.
Take a close look at the people, because usually these people who are doing these kind of acts of crime or whatever, it's usually someone who has a past of running into like law crimes and stuff like that, or even past Marines. So when it comes to that, you have to keep a close eye on these type of people. You don't know what's going on.
Yeah, and it's so easy to like purchase a gun. You can get it like on the streets. You can get it like in some countries. You can just like get it like easy.
Yeah, no, and I think another problem, specifically America faces with gun control, is that it differs from state to state. So some states have much stricter gun laws, while other states. So like, let's say I'm not sure if this is true, but let's say like in Nevada, there's no requirements. You can just go and purchase a gun.
It's like
the reason
it's like Utah or something.
Yeah, but then and then you can just go grab it, buy it super easily, and then just come back and commit crimes here.
I think the reason
technically
why is
you're not allowed to carry a gun over, but it still happens.
Because like in some areas, when you don't have anybody, like where we live, we have all these neighbors and stuff. If something happens, you know what's happening. There's police near you. But in like place like Nevada, in the middle of the desert, you could have like wild animals attack. You need the guns in some cases. You do, but not to the point where you need like assault rifles. Maybe like one of those.
Yeah, I mean, I think aggression is just a problem here. Because we can always act in self-defense. If our life like needs to be defended, then we should defend it, and if that means using a firearm, then by all means.
And I remember I was watching this video about gun control, and then you had like people on like one side who were for and like who weren't, and like one of the people who weren't for gun control was an African American who grew up in a bad neighborhood, and he was telling his story on like how you would need the gun to protect yourself just in case like someone came to your house or something, and like it all depends on the perspective, honestly, and you know what I'm trying to say.
Anyone with that gun has a major power and a major responsibility to keep that power in check.
You gotta have the mental capacity to keep yourself in check when to use it and when to not.
Yeah, I mean,
and the problem occurs when people who don't like know how to like recognize between using it or not using it.
Exactly, that's where the problem starts.
So there needs to be a clear line.
Well, straying away from these very dark topics,
let's move on. Let's make it more lighthearted.
We're gonna talk about some things that are happening in Troy now. So get out of the dark alley, and we're now into a much lighter topic. Let's talk about the outdoor classrooms that are being put into effect. Does anyone want to say or know anything about this?
Okay, so the outdoor classroom has been in the works for probably the past 2 years now. Near the 900 and the Breezeway, in between, there's like this little fenced-off area where we're gonna have outdoor classroom, where we're gonna have you could have classrooms out there, or maybe even labs. Sometimes you have to have
for
a real life simulation of a lab, you could do out there too. So that's basically what it's about.
I think the change of setting will be like great
This
for
is-
just
this
the
is gonna be-
student
yeah.
psychology and everything.
Wait, did they say like what they're building there, or?
I don't know the details
There's
of
like
it.
a pond. There's even gonna be a pond and
A
like
pond?
trees and
But
trails.
I know that I have AP Bio with Mr. Kirkpatrick, and I know he told us, like, he was talking about it today, and he said like we're gonna do a bunch of labs there, so it should
Oh,
it should have a
wow.
lot of materials available for us.
That'd be great.
Do you think they'll have stuff for AP Chem?
Perhaps. I mean, the chemicals are
Chem
dangerous,
lab.
dude.
That's true. And I
Um,
think just incorporating the teacher more into fun labs with like students, it just creates a better connection and
Like a community. You can have like a connection with all the students in your classroom. It's not just your teacher lecturing to you. You're more open in like the sunny environment. You
Yeah.
can-
it's a better environment
Yeah.
to like connect with your teacher when he's teaching you this, or he or she is teaching you this, and it's just more intimate when you're
Yeah.
outside.
Yeah, and talking about environments, this also like solves the problem that actually Mr. Kirkpatrick was telling me and Riley today.
Mhm.
You know, like our schools are forcing forcing to a degree us into these small classrooms, like
Confined areas.
6 hours a day, and you know we get to go outside for lunch and break, and like that's it, and like walking to and from classrooms. But Mr. Kirkpatrick was telling us like as human beings, like as biological human beings, we don't like we're not built to be sitting in one place for hours. We're supposed to be outside and like getting the sunlight and things like that.
We evolved from like monkeys walking around in the jungle.
Yeah,
No, like
exactly.
when we were kids, we had recess. And
Exactly.
Recess. Oh
That's
my
when
God.
we were most like human. But now, as we grow older, it's kind of ironic because we're more closed off and confined.
We grow
Yeah.
into a more corporate setting, you
Yeah.
know, these people need jobs,
So-
work 9 to 5.
So like the benefit of the outdoor classroom is psychologically, you can have a better environment to learn because it's kind of like McDonald's if you think about it.
McDonald's.
It's kind of like
Kinda
McDonald's.
like McDonald's.
How?
Explain,
Okay,
please.
so you know how McDonald's, it's red and yellow, right?
The colors.
All right, so yellow is supposed to make you happy because you're like it's kind of associated with the sun, right?
Okay.
And it makes you happy, kind of like warmth and sunlight. And then the red kind of makes you hungry and like it makes your heartbeat go faster. That's what a lot of articles I read before. It's what it.
Is
I
it- is
really
that
love
true?
articles.
Is McDonald's
So-
trying to trick us into buying
they're
like
even,
nuggets?
No, okay. Even in jails,
There
sometimes
are-
they
yeah.
make the walls pink because it lowers your like aggressiveness.
They try to
Yeah.
lower the prisoner's aggravation levels.
Yeah.
There are psychological
I didn't
things
know that.
happening.
This
with
is
colors.
like
So-
this is new to me. I've never heard.
I've
of
never
this.
heard
that's
that
true.
either.
No, that's why like all the fast foods are like red and yellow.
I mean, like purple is like what, like majesty, royalty.
Yeah,
but, like
royalty.
I've never heard of like this red.
No, but
Psychologically, it
yeah,
has an effect.
I've heard of like colors like giving you emotions, but I never knew
That's what-
McDonald's was like tricking our brains into buying
Or,
fries.
the
dude.
even
combination of red and yellow
like the red
stimulates
light
hunger.
on the traffic signal makes you stop, right? So
Oh, you're
it's
right.
kind of alerting you. Red is like alert.
Green is just like go full send.
So the connection back to outdoor classrooms is
Right. Yeah, let's get back here.
of the students.
It's a psychological thing, I
yeah.
think.
Yeah, I mean, I don't want to be stuck in a classroom.
But
for
like just walking to
hours.
like AP Physics, it's I see like a pond and I hear the water just flowing.
Yeah.
It just I mean I think that'd be better overall.
Also, I think it can be used for even outside the class during break or lunch. You can probably chill around there. I don't know. Maybe if they get rid of the fence.
Yeah, and I remember I read like an article about like just sunlight in the working like
working environment.
yeah, and it just showed like they did a study of people who were like who had access to natural sunlight and who did not, and it just showed like major differences in that people who did have access to natural sunlight were just working harder, they're more productive, they're just like they're just going.
Yeah, I mean, like, whenever I go to Cal State Fullerton to study, and I go to the 4th floor of the library, I always sit next to the window because like I like to see, the sun and stuff when I study.
I think they should make some changes to our classroom. There's no
There-
windows
yeah, there are no-
there.
they should add a window.
They block the windows with paper.
Oh my.
Like,
Why are
what
they
is
doing
going
that?
on here?
I mean, maybe for safety concerns.
I know, but
That's
Oh,
like,
that's true.
okay.
Safety
Thank
overall.
thank you.
You don't want
They
intruders
block
looking in.
Yeah.
In the
Um,
lockdown.
But yeah, that's outdoor classrooms.
I think it'll be a great thing.
I think it
overall.
would be great as well. It
I
might be
think-
costly,
I think
but
this weekend I'm gonna try studying outside for a change.
Mhm.
in your backyard.
Yeah.
In the dirt,
Whole
like
Foods.
talking about taking a break, Thanksgiving break
Ooh.
is coming up in like a week.
Yes,
Yes.
Thanksgiving
Go.
break.
And we have Monday off.
Yes.
Yes.
Oh my God.
It's gonna work out great.
Alright, but thing is, a lot of teachers like to cram their tests right before Thanksgiving break, and if you have like 3
That's
to 4
better.
teachers who are,
Hey.
No,
Push.
honestly,
I
get,
like
it,
that,
get
though.
it done, and then Thanksgiving
Yeah.
break, just rest.
I'd rather have that than have a test that comes right after Thanksgiving break. Because I know I'm not gonna study.
I have a
like,
chem
you know.
test right after break.
But they just don't time it well, because if any of you are in AP US history with Mr. Nicholson,
A push, dude. Shout out to Mr. Nicholson.
we have
dude.
another test coming up in like 2 weeks.
Yeah,
and
but we don't have a
It's a
DBQ.
short
We have a
unit,
test
so
every
we're
2
good.
weeks.
And we don't have a DBQ this time.
Yeah.
That's true.
Yes,
that's
we
true.
only
we
have.
don't? It's
Yeah, we
only-
don't. It's
Just
just.
an LEQ.
But
Yeah.
for then, it's just like a week of taking a break.
But I mean, do you guys have plans? Are you guys thinking about doing something Thanksgiving break?
I just plan on relaxing because I see this time as a chance to recharge your batteries before the semester ends.
Charge your battery.
And for semester grades, like the last week is very crucial because that's
Yeah,
when it
yeah.
all comes together.
Of
So
course, dude.
I think this break I'm just gonna take it easy, and just prepare for finals and whatever.
I think for me, I want to work on this, because in film we have this big project due in December.
Oh, the feature. That's right. Yeah.
Or yeah, like what's the hyperlapse stuff? Is that
We
what it was?
I know
forgot he
our
introduced-
feature is coming up.
Not the final project, just like the December thing.
I don't know about that.
I think we do like a
guess I'll
hyperlapse
check
or
that.
something. So I was planning on going to getting out, maybe taking the train to Oregon or something.
Oregon?
You know the Fullerton station goes all the way up to Oregon or
Oregon's
Seattle
a nice
or something.
state.
Really? I
It's
did
ve-
not
It's
know
very
that.
serene. It's very
I'm trying to
serene.
get out there.
You're gonna go by yourself. You're gonna buy a train ticket and go to Oregon?
Where are you gonna stay?
You'll figure it out. when
Hey,
you
I'll
get
go
there.
with
Yeah, he'll figure it out.
Simon Park.
Yes, Simon.
Right there.
Simon's in the back.
Yes,
Because we
Simon's
can't
just-
see.
I'm trying to go to Oregon. No joke.
I'm gonna
Or
go
Big
to
Bear or something, I
Utah
don't know.
and learn how
Oregon's
to
nice.
snowboard.
You're going to Utah. Have you not learned how to
wanna learn
snowboard?
I know how to ski, and I
I feel like if
skateboard
you
pretty
ski,
well.
I feel like if you ski, it'll be easy to pick up on
Dude,
snowboard. 'Cause
I know
that's
how
what
to,
I did.
Yeah, I know how to snowboard, dude. It's so fun.
Yeah,
it's,
it's really
ice.
fun,
But
but
it's
I
like,
wanna go.
Dude, and have you skied before? Those boots are so uncomfortable. They're made of,
I've
like,
seen ski
metal,
boots, dude.
But-
and my legs are thick. My legs are bruised at the end of the day,
But
dude.
it's
It
really
hurts.
easy because you're just going down.
Wait,
But snowboard, you gotta turn
It's
your
not
whole
easy.
body.
Wait, is it because
Skiing is much easier than snowboarding.
my dad on his lesson, his first time skiing, he broke his legs.
Oh shit!
my-
Really?
Both of his
He was-
legs?
He was, or I don't know. He was trying to brake, right? He was trying to slow down, but he kept
why you
widening
go
his
pizza.
legs. He tried widening his
Oh,
legs more
God.
and more, and then he went to the splits, and then
Dude, that's why you have to go
it was
pizza,
bad.
bro.
you have to go
Pizza,
pizza, dude.
French fry,
Pizza.
you know.
What's pizza?
That's
Like when you
front-
cross your skis,
You're
like-
Don't they
front-
go like that then?
No,
I
you
don't
gotta
know,
keep
aim
it
it
in
like
the
a
one
pizza.
direction. Yeah, in the same. Yeah, you'll
know.
break eventually.
Yeah, I mean, dude, Thanksgiving. Wait, is there snow during Thanksgiving time?
You
in
might
those
have to
areas?
go to,
And
like-
if you go to Utah, there
Yeah,
is
you might have to go
Okay,
to
yeah, probably.
further
But
states.
I mean, for
Well,
me,
like
dude,
Mountain High, they don't have any.
You know.
Yeah, not yet.
At the end of the day, after I'm in my room chilling after snowboarding, take a shower, get some cocoa, and play some Red Dead Redemption 2.
Dude, I love Red Dead Redemption 2, but we'll talk about that in a little bit because I still haven't talked about my plans for Thanksgiving
I'm
yet.
sorry, go ahead.
I think, dude, I'm hungry, bro. I need food.
Like right now?
No, I am hungry right now, but I feel like
Hungry.
I haven't really last Thanksgiving I usually during Thanksgiving or December Christmas time I have a lot of family that comes down from the San Francisco Bay Area to have a family reunion, have
Of
Thanksgiving
course, yeah.
dinners and things like that. I think honestly that's one of the best things.
My family
to
wants to
experience.
travel.
Traveling is good too, but I think it's nice to have everyone in one table at one
Yeah,
spot.
Yeah,
at the
we
same
we
time.
usually have reunions as well on Thanksgiving, but they said it's because we have my grandma's birthday, that was 2 weeks ago, and then we
Okay.
have Thanksgiving, and then December, Christmas.
yeah.
Then it's just too much. They're thinking of maybe going to Yosemite, but I'm
I heard
not trying to
Yosemite's nice.
hike up a waterfall.
I thought you said you want to relax, dude. That's a very relaxing experience.
I know, so that's why I was we might just go to Northern California and just fish. You know what I mean?
In any case, just take
Yeah.
a break for Thanksgiving because
Have
right
fun.
after that, it's a sprint towards
Yeah.
the finish line for
Have
the
a-
Christmas.
Spend some
have
time
fun.
outdoors.
Yeah, have fun, spend some time, eat some food. get some sleep, honestly, especially for
Please.
choice students. Yeah,
I've gotten
please.
like 9 hours of sleep this week. alone.
I've seen way too many choice students with dark circles under their eyes or around their eyes. I need you guys to sleep. Please sleep.
They look like who's that guy from Eight Fish?
Oh.
Was it Sherman? Was it?
No.
It was one. It's a.
Mead.
We're
No,
talking
it's
about
Mead.
a.
It was Mead.
Wait,
It was
no, it wasn't
It
Mead.
is Mead.
We're talking about
Oh, wait, no, it's not.
a Union Civil War general that had like he
Shout out
looked
to
like
Mr.
a-
Bickelson.
Yeah. Shout out to Mr. Nicholson. Honestly, thank you
Wait,
for
it is
teaching us
Bede. It
this.
is Bede.
Mead. You mean?
Mead.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So General Meade is a Union general, and he looks like a choice student. Man, he looks like he's tired.
That's a
In the
That's
words of
direct
Mr.
quote from
Nicholson,
Mr.
I just want to
Nicholson.
Yeah.
wrap him up in some jammies, and I want him to sleep.
But if you want to continue talking about something, you want to bring in some extra topics here.
And I think that's been a good place to stop. It's been 30 minutes. Once again, I'm Ryan Chung,
I'm Justin Wang.
I'm Justin Kim.
and this is the 7th Period Podcast. We'll be posting on SoundCloud, YouTube, and we hope you stick around for more.
Yeah,
Thanks.
thank you so much for
Thank you.
listening.
Bye.